For more on this, let's bring in Amanda Galbraith, Principal at Navigator, for further analysis and the latest developments here. Amanda, great to have you on this afternoon. What do you make right now of the defense Patrick Brown is putting forward against these allegations from the party?
It's early days, right? I think certainly, as we know, Mayor Brown is a fighter. He's come back multiple times from different allegations, including to win the mayoralty in Brampton after being turfed out of Queen's Park. So I think, it's early days. But what I will say is, knowing folks at the party, and particularly Ian Brody, who's running this, they run a tight ship. If they've referred this to Elections Canada, I would say it's a very serious matter. So we may not have all the details right now. I think there's a lot of posturing on all the candidates' sides, but I'm not sure if a media battle is gonna win the day so much as a legal one, which we'll see unfold.
Yeah, Amanda, we heard Patrick Brown speaking, defending himself, and he referenced Pierre Poilievre a lot and kind of, himself presenting a different kind of conservative leadership party that is more inclusive, and how it kind of challenges the party's traditional positions, such as Bill 24 in Quebec. Do you think there's any way, I know we talked about the legitimacy of, Ian Brody and Elections Canada, any way that, Pierre Poilievre or other insiders and within the party could have some kind of influence in this, in your opinion?
No, I don't think that holds water in any way. My guess is this is the last thing that the party wanted to do, was to exclude a high-profile leadership candidate after the ballots have been written and probably are about to be sent out, because likely, regardless, Patrick Brown's name's going to be on that ballot. You can argue about the difference, and certainly I think they have different views of the future of conservatism, of the role of conservatism in Canada, and those are valid on both sides. But do I think that either the Charest campaign or the PR campaign somehow got involved to, make this happen, make this disqualification happen? Absolutely not. I don't think that holds water.
Amanda, you talk about kind of the two sides here, being the party and Patrick Brown here. On Patrick Brown's side, he's saying, he can't fight a phantom, an anonymous complaint. He can't get the specifics or the allegations about the complaint. But in the letter from Ian Brody outlining, or the statement, it says, it talks about, quote, serious allegations, information provided to Patrick Brown didn't satisfy concerns. Party will be sharing the information with Elections Canada. This doesn't sound like small-time stuff, but I'm confused as to the disconnect here. Do you really think Patrick Brown doesn't have all the details? Would the party not have come to him and said, we're seeing this, this, and this, please explain?
I don't know. I mean, we know what Patrick Brown is saying, which he says he doesn't have them. We know the party says that he probably does. My guess is that the party feels like he has enough information to answer those, and they obviously felt they had enough information to make a very serious decision about disqualification. My guess is on the Brown campaign side is they want to fight back. They obviously want more. They want to argue this. And certainly they're looking at arguing it in court. But to take such a dramatic step to exclude one of the, top 3, top 4 leadership candidates, the party, they would have to feel very confident in their position and very confident with the seriousness of it. To refer to Elections Canada is a significant step that I don't think we can underestimate.
Amanda, earlier in our programming, our reporter interviewed Patrick Brown's fellow city councillors, and they kind of did not have nice things to say about him, pretty much threw him under the bus, saying they're not surprised by these allegations. There's been financial irregularities. If Patrick Brown, loses this fight with the Conservative race, which it seems is likely, what are his chances of staying on as mayor of Brampton? How do you see his political future?
I think Patrick Brown is a bit of a remarkable character in Canadian politics, in that he continues to have, many lives and many iterations. Broadly, he's quite popular in Brampton, so it's one thing for you not to be that popular with your fellow city councillors. Certainly these things dog you and share a cloud, but I think one thing he's learned through this, and you see him now, right, is he comes out aggressively early and fights back publicly, right, and sets the side of the story, whether, you can argue the validity of some of those pieces. So my guess is if Patrick Brown is unable to reinstate himself as a candidate, which looks likely, that he will run for mayor, and I would bet you'd be calling him Mayor Brown in October.
Interesting. Before we let you go, Amanda, we're about 2 months out now from when we're going to find out who the next leader of the Conservative Party is. Can Pierre Poilievre lose with Patrick Brown being out?
You can always lose. 2 months is a long time. But I would say certainly, I think even frankly with Patrick Brown in the race, I think it was Pierre Poilievre is by far and above the front runner for this thing. Obviously, the math is interesting, right? With the, the plurality of these seats being sold, or these memberships being sold in certain seats in Ontario and in Alberta. So the Conservative Party has a kind of a very weird calculation on how they vote. So I think it's still Pierre's to lose. But I wouldn't count out this sort of preferential ballot system, which can lead to very funny results, including when we saw Andrew Scheer win, which was a shock.
Right.
Right.
The entire.
Yeah, anything can happen. All right. Amanda Galbraith, a conservative strategist, principal at Navigator. Thanks so much for your time this afternoon.
Thanks.